Hey there everyone, time for another vlog. Now, this week I finally got the chance to see the movie Her. It's been a long time coming where I've really wanted to see this movie. I guess a summary I'll give you as I wipe a few ants away from my table because I can't ignore those things. But the summary for Her could be that a man goes through a horrible breakup only for a new OS, a new operating system that runs on computers and these little mobile devices, comes out. And it's this artificial intelligence OS, the first of its kind, that can actually develop a personality, change as it gets experiences, go to normal, even ignore a dog crunching food in the corner. The point is that it's really an interesting movie where eventually the guy falls in love with his OS, who, by the way, is voiced by Scarlett Johansson, and she does a fantastic job at it. There may be spoilers ahead on this. I'm not sure how my brain's exactly going to go, but I really wanted to talk about the future of operating systems. Now, Apple recently came up with their new improvements on theirs, like the fact that you can now have your iPod or iOS device hooked up and go, "Hey Siri," and then she'll listen to you. The same with the OK Google experience. We really are moving towards this idea of an OS that will listen to us. And I really like the idea of an operating system that has sentience to it. Of course, you eventually cross into this line, and that's one of the things that Her actually ended up tackling of, well, when do you call this alive? If it's got personality, if it's got life experiences as it goes on and everything, is there any point where you have this split and go, yeah, it doesn't have a soul because it's not actually a human being. You get that that little part of it, but does that still make it alive? Interesting little thing that I won't necessarily tackle, but nice side note. All in all, I think Her was a fantastic example of how an OS, from a geek's perspective, should be. It's got this interesting way of almost becoming a friend of yours, or, in some cases, more than a friend. I don't know if I'd ever fall in love with my operating system. I'd find it odd at some point, I guess, but, it's just me. Point is that during this movie, even though he's fallen in love with an operating system, you start to go, "Oh, that's sweet," and everything like that, which really makes you start to focus on what you think a relationship is, really. Because it's one, it's got all the available parts, and yet they never have physical contact because, well, one of them doesn't have a body. Yeah, all in all, Her was a fantastic movie, in my opinion. It does have some swearing. The F-bomb shows up quite a lot in this one, but in satirical context, like he's playing a video game, hands-free, by the way. He's using his hands, or controller-free. I always say hands-free. Anyway, controller-free, where he's moving like this, and then the little guy says, "F you." You know, things like that. So it's using context. It's never in a way that is kind of seems gratuitous. It just seems like funny. And I've said in the Watch Dogs Let's Play how I feel about swearing, so go check that out. Point is, I don't see a reason why someone should avoid this movie because it swears, but if that happens to be your prerogative, if that's something that does offend you, my prerogative has always been, I can hear the words, doesn't mean I have to use them, you know, and then I won't go, "Oh, how dare you swear around me?" You know, I'm not that type of person, even though, hilariously enough, because people know I don't swear and have certain persuasions, they get really nervous around me if they happen to be a sweary individual, which I guess gives me a bit of amusement. But yeah, so I guess that's the only warning I'll give. If you happen to be of the persuasion that swearing really throws you off, then unfortunately you'll have to avoid this movie. But that being said, nerd or not nerd, geek or not geek, whatever you call yourself, are you one of the straights that doesn't have any geekiness whatsoever, I think you will still get something out of this movie. So I'm definitely going to give Her a must-watch. It gives you a lot of questions that you end up thinking about. Some philosophical, some just, man, are people not going to be too paranoid for technology to ever get to this level? I say Europe's going to stop us, but anyway, I'm not slagging off Europeans. I'm just saying when it comes to privacy concerns, you tend to be a bit more ticky about it than we are. Just saying. So anyway, before I get myself into further trouble, if you want to find all my other vlogs, you can go to tscn.tv/vlog. And until next time, live your life. I've got friends that are European, I swear. And see you guys. This has been a production of the Samcast Network. tscn.tv. What's your passion?